these days.
See what now?
Secrets. Secrets.
Oh no.
Holy shit. Item. Dagger. Yes.
Gotta have some of that tasty tavern music.
Tasted tavern.
Even though we've literally not been in a tavern this entire game.
Atlas did this. Well, okay, this one technically is specialized.
Also, I should probably check if Connor is about, because he's not online.
Goldy pieces. I thank you, sir.
What background are you using, by the way?
Guess which one.
No, you're gonna have to tell me, I'm afraid. I'm not... I couldn't even begin to guess.
No, you have to guess. You have to guess, man. I know it's hard, but you have to guess.
Is it Mystic?
Maybe.
So you're saying there's a chance?
It lies somewhere in the word Sasageo.
Is it Ages? I didn't know that was the background.
Ages.
Gigs. Also, if you want me to do this a little bit faster for you, you can drag and drop things from the whatever you want to call it, compendium.
I actually don't think I need more. I mean, other than I need to check what the fuck is in these things, because I actually. Yeah, it feels like an explorer pack is definitely the right choice. Psionic manipulation. You put your face or something.
Where are my bitches? stitches. What's taking them so fucking long? Also, something I realised the other day, as I was planning for this, for this and the next couple of sessions, is Kirby. We've still not met.
Sorry, that's because I don't have a physical form.
See, that's. I knew there was something about it. Wait, you fucking liar! I've seen you roll dice.
Hold on a minute. Lee, we haven't met.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
I haven't met anyone. How do you know I'm real?
I
It
don't.
could be a figment of your imagination.
Wouldn't-
Holy shit!
You wouldn't be the first.
It's a mousy.
I know.
But in whose imagination am I? Am I different in each of your minds? Is that it?
Yes, you sound
Imagine.
different to each of us as well.
5 different Steves.
You're actually Polish to me. Did you know that?
Gregos.
Yeah, that.
Breskashinovic.
Exactly.
That's the funniest video I've ever seen.
I will take your word because I don't know what you just said.
Oh, dude, I'll show it to you. It's fucking funny if I can spell it, because I have to spell it. Oh my god. It's really funny. Okay, it's good. It just auto, like, inserts it for me, because if not, I would never have found it.
Hold on, before I go any further in today's possibly no longer session, because Connor is apparently back in hospital.
What?
Yes.
Oh.
No.
Just checking with him now, just to be sure. Because I know he, or at least I vaguely recall he said at some point during October he would be going back for a checkup.
Mm-hmm.
Did not think it was today. Well, then again, to be fair, it is one of those, it's an up in the air thing just in case, but that sucks because this would have been his first session back.
Mm-hmm.
We literally not me and actually wait. Yeah, me and him haven't actually had a session. None of us have had a session with him since he went in.
Mm-hmm.
What's it? Well, I think for the sake of luckily most of this session will not involve our dear Connor boy. We can proceed if you guys would like to. Because it will be finishing off this combat and then returning with Solomon to the next location, wherever he drags you to. So saying that, everyone does not have to give me a d20. Feel free to if you so fancy. Whoever gets the highest roll can have inspiration.
Okay.
And I will do the recap for what little it'll be worth. Oh my god, you
Oh,
two.
Mossy. Oh,
Okay, well, you know
Okay.
what? You know what? The dice have
Bet
decided.
down to 3.
No, the dice decided you both can have it.
Hey.
Hey. Let's go.
Epic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm clicking the inspiration button.
I'm really hoping that it is just a checkup that Connor's doing, because yeah,
Mm-hmm.
obviously it's kind of a bit of a concern if he's gone back for sudden reasons, shall we call it. But pushing the depression goose aside for now, I'm basically going to fast forward the encounter, because assuming you guys are going to do the smart thing and take the opportunity to leave, Solomon will back you up,
Hey,
tell
you
you,
never know.
hey, I mean, it's up to you guys. Do you want to be stupid and stick around and fight the machines of death?
I'm gonna cast fireball on all of us and kill us all.
Oh, okay. Thank fuck. Here I thought I'd have to
Yeah.
continue the campaign. With all those plans that I made for the next, 70 sessions, but that's fine. It's fine. But yeah. So what will happen is... Oh yeah, last time, after Halfir's spat, him seemingly being taken control of by something here, he'd attacked a concerned and now lost friend. And as Nudissa was blasted, she avoided most of the damage, knocked him out. You all thought, nope, this is fucked, we're leaving. As you started leaving, the sounds of chaos and crashing through walls was followed behind you. On your way out of the building, the entire sea was set ablaze with an illusory fire that you found out a little bit afterward. Thanks in part, I believe, to Varnex?
Yep.
Hmm.
I'm a dragon. I know fire.
Yes. And facing the flames, though, the flicker of heat feeling real, the intensity was not enough to dissuade you to walk through. After walking through, though the flames still roar and kind of obscure a bit of vision, you guys can still see even through the fight. After being caught off guard by one of these mechanical entities stomping towards you and one following behind, you got caught in between somewhat. And as the fight ensued, Nidissa and Halfir both caught on the wrong side of a fraction of something that had escaped into not only a little bit of Halfir's mind, seemingly some kind of almost spiritual leftover, so to speak, had managed to worm its way into both Nidissa's and Halfir's mind, taking Nidissa's life in the process, thinking itself lost to the void, stuck here for however much longer on seeing Solomon's arrival. Him being called after Halfir seemingly expended some parts of himself to cast a spell he should not be able to, or at least casting it in a way that the boundaries of the weave would not allow him normally. Solomon appeared and smashed immediately against one of these creatures, knocking it to the ground. A round before, some of the sludge-like creatures that had caused you problems before had arrived, and having no real sense of loyalty to these creatures are just straight up attacking them, as well as you guys, should they get close enough. You all spend the next couple of rounds following Solomon's word as he's stomping the ground, smashing the creatures aside, as you all charge towards the strange portal that was created on top of this rocky formation on his arrival. And I will basically just move you all closer toward it. I will note as well, on Nadissa's death, the entity that took her life, this entity of fire, had burned, scorched her body to the point of extreme pain. But before that, it had asked if she wanted a way out. Before the creature could withdraw the benefit, and before Solomon's arrival, the link had been established. The need, the want, and some of the power was drawn into her form as she emblazoned into fire on her death, taking on the form of an elemental, a fire elemental. Upon seeing you all flee, Solomon smashing the creatures aside, seeing the fire elemental, an entity of pure instinct, and with the sole purpose of aiding your party, it had started to strike these creatures, blasting heat against them. Though strangely they seemed to get stronger toward it, this attempt had attracted their attentions toward the elemental. Though luckily, with Solomon on the side, stamping feet over the top of them, crushing their heads into the water, the large oozes attracting towards the giants as the literally biggest targets. Solomon then conjured something toward the elemental. And again, this is current session, but I'm continuing the narrative anyway. He conjures something toward the elemental, trapping the essence into a gem on his forehead for the time being. And as the body disappears, Solomon flies over as all of you climb atop the stone cliffside and jump into the center of the portal, and with a single blip, you all will disappear from the map.
Yeah, good bit.
God was the weed.
Gone with the weave. And as you...
As we left, did we take Nadissa's body, or did we leave it?
Nadissa's body was encroached entirely in fire. Her body technically is no more. She's a flame elemental spirit now, trapped in the gem inside of Solomon's head, because it couldn't physically take her.
I became a Pokemon.
Pretty much.
I could imagine that already. But this one, this one.
As you all blip, the portal remains while Solomon maintains the concentration on it. And as he strides through it, you're all hovering in what feels like a blue and gold like veined bubble. This bubble itself is about 30 feet wide. You're hovering as if gravity is... as if you've been made weightless, but you can't force yourself to move in any real direction with any real intention. After about 20 seconds or so, Solomon's form seems to sink through into the bubble with you at the edge of it. And he looks over toward you each in his current form. The golden crown with his wings almost like angelic, long grey feathered wings. He has a much larger form and much more physically built than you remember. And as he falls into this dome with you, you see as he curls up slightly, the wings curling around the orb, drawing you all into the centre with him. And as you're drawn into the centre, the orb shrinks and shrinks and shrinks. And then he throws his wings outward. The bubble snaps, and you all appear in a very familiar place, with a few very confused individuals. Ba-da-ba.
What a boy.
Holy shit, an anime girl.
I assume this is a place where we first met the Sphinx.
Yes.
Looks like it.
We recognize these people, right?
No. Give me a second. Okay. Sorry, what was the last question?
Did we recognize these people? And he said no, and then he said, wait 1 second.
Yes. So you don't recognize them directly, but they're clearly here for some kind of purpose. And one that doesn't look antagonistic. You can see a riding lizard far left. The two people to the left, right next to the lizard, look to be learned scholars of some kind. The orc-like fellow in the middle is a very, very tall, wearing a long duster cloak. He has what looks to be like a large backpack over his back, large spectacles on his eyes, and he's looking over at you all with an incredible curiosity. In his right hand, he's got a book, a very like small notebook, and he immediately flicks it open and starts jotting down some notes, and his head tilts down just enough that he can see the book, but also can see you in his periphery. The younger gentleman to his bottom left on the map, a human man, similar kind of idea, is looking over and just kind of like leans forward a little bit and goes, "Sir, I do believe that the Sphinx has returned." And he's just like, "Obviously, I can see that much. Quiet." "I'm jotting notes," continues noting. And, I mean, well, the other person can introduce himself, really.
So before anyone does any introductories, considering everything that has just happened, we've been in like a massive amount of combat. Halfbeer went nuts. And Halfbeer was just incinerated, soul transferred into a flaming elemental gem, ran, teleported. Before Varnus gets like his bearings, he doesn't know where he is. He's just like, like fists up ready. Like, who the hell are you? Like, who the hell are you people? What's going on? Where are we? Like, needs still super high on adrenaline.
So,
And my fists are still up, like ready in case.
this figure holding onto the book closes it, steps forward, arms up. Yes, I suppose this is all rather a bit difficult. Looking at your disposition, you seem rather befuddled. I am Gull Swain. I am one of the members of the expedition, so to speak. Although I personally work for the Dignitary, a guild of learning. You might have. It doesn't matter. We are here to talk to And then he points up toward the Sphinx, who is currently sat. Is similar to his token, to be fair. Kind of sat like that on the ground. And he's just stood there with you guys in front. And you yourself feel a light prod on your back. And the spell Calm Emotions is cast on you.
Do I get any saves or anything like that, or just is it instantly
I
done?
do believe you can save. Let me
You
just check.
can. Hold on, I have it on my.
It is a charisma
Sure.
save.
Is it charisma saving throw or just straight charisma?
Charisma saving throw. You can choose to fail it. As a note, because you don't know what the effect is, you just know something's being cast on you. There you go. So it's a good thing you fail. You are returned to a neutral. The aggression is lost, and for a second there is, as funny as it sounds, there is a slight annoyance at the fact because your entire demeanour is shifted to okay, no, things are fine, but you're aware that it's been changed, but you can't do anything about it. But also, you're kind of glad with the fact because you can be put to a neutral, and as you look around, you're like, okay, I know where this is. My friends are mostly fine. We'll deal with that after. We'll deal with it.
Okay. Right. Do you want to ever cast spells on me again?
He looks down toward you. The head turns slightly.
Mm.
You hear in your mind, would that include telepathic communion? Because if so, I'm afraid that will be a no.
I just give him a blank stare, and I just think in my mind, "Fuck, forget this." And I just turn to face Solomon.
No, Solomon
And
was the
just-
one doing it.
Oh, Solomon. Wait, the Sphinx?
Mhm.
Oh, the Sphinx was the one. Oh, I
Mhm.
thought you meant the guy in front of
Nope.
me.
The guy in front of you is Gullswain.
Oh, sorry, I completely forgot. Okay, backtrack. I just turn around and like, catch my breathing, like. Then I just gently bow and thank you for helping us.
He nods. And again, in your mind, you hear a service rendered in return for a service done. You are champions. You returned my power. A minimum of use is nothing to sweat, as you would say, I think.
So, Lee, just to ask, would we, based on what we saw what happened, do we know what happened to Medusa? Or would Solomon, like, fill in, like, the magical blanks for those who not are in depth in magic, as in...
I think the only
There's
one that
still
knows
somewhat-
is Carrick, and I mean he would tell you. He'd immediately be looking around because as you guys were running toward the portal, obviously there was the flame elemental left, but as you'd reached the portal, Solomon then would have slurped the elemental up, and as Carrick is filling in the missing pieces, saying he doesn't really know what happened. But he just saw that as Nadissa's body fell into the water, fire burned out of it, and the elemental
Oh, no, I
arised.
mean... Yeah, we all know she turned into an earth elemental, but you said her soul is still somewhat trapped within it, in like a gem.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, it's just whether, from our perspective, she's dead and buried, or some part of her is trapped and needs saving at some point in the future.
So, Carrick will tell the first part, because as a note, you guys were far off on the other side of a whole bunch of enemies. Solomon will then tell you, apologies, I did not know, but if your friend is... And then moves his paw up slowly, and you see with these very, very small amounts of claws, plucks a single ruby from his forehead and holds it down toward you. gently drops it into your hand. The ruby itself is like a small golf ball size, but you see what looks to be like this flicker of fire that burns from within. I placed your friend inside of this. I'd assumed the elemental was an ally of yours, but without a conduit to retain the power, it would have snuffed out. It felt a loss. I am glad I did so now. I don't believe any body that was left behind would have been of much use. But if it matters at all, I do believe this elemental does contain a soul. Whether or not it is the soul of your friend in constant state of burning, a magical fire, or if it is the elemental, a new entity, is something I would need to inspect it for quite a while for. But nonetheless, there is a soul
Mark.
in there.
Upon hearing this, like with the gem in my hand, I'm just hearing like Nadis's soul is basically burning. The gem is basically hell. And from my perspective, it's like it sounds like Nadis is in hell, and I'm like, inspect it, inspect it.
He nods. He holds his paw out, and as you place it back into his palm, he places it back onto his forehead, and you see the gem, for the next little while, will be faintly shining, a gentle red hue on his forehead. Not enough to like distract anyone, but you'll know that he's attempting something on it. I apologize. It will take a little while, but relax. I will do all I can. He then kneels down just a little bit, and he will loosely retain part of the conversation with you, but for the most part he will be distracted. And
Sol, do you have some form of detect magic that can help?
Stefan,
Let me check.
Yeah.
do you want to
Can
do
I go
anything?
I do. I wanna step forward.
Mm-hmm.
So the woman in like
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you have a picture actually? You can show up.
Wait, of who?
Of me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, hold on. I will reveal your token.
Ah,
Or, well, your sheet, I guess.
that is epic.
There you go. Now everybody can see you. If you guys would like to see the full picture, go into Might and Magic. And you can say your name.
So, this woman with long white hair, wearing a quite fine outfit, clearly utilitarian nonetheless, is going to walk forward. She's going to have like one arm under her chest and another one up, like stroking her chin, and she's going to come forward and she's going to be like, I beg your pardon. Excuse me for interrupting what does seem like a very serious conversation and very neat and prudent. We are also on a quest, and we do very much need the wisdom of the Sphinx to continue. Goldswain, come up here.
Excuse me, I am sorry, but we are inquiring on the state of our friend's soul that could be perpetually burning as we speak.
Take
Not
another.
yourself, but
I will not begin to try and fathom exactly what it is you and your party has been up to. However, I assure you, we will be not but a moment. We cannot afford to delay any longer on our expedition.
Anyway, Vanax, I can, but I just need to rest first. Which means I need to change my spells, like after a long rest. I do have Detect Magic. Halfir also have Detect Magic, but he's out of commission and I need to change into it.
If it is of any assistance, I will gladly lend you mine, in exchange that we may just speak with the Sphinx for a while before you conduct your investigation.
Sure, sounds good to me.
I will step aside and go. Your help would be much appreciated.
I thank you very kindly. Come on, Goldswing, we have work to do. All right, I'll say, and I'll pull out like a book that's like stuck to my hip.
As always, Asta, the forefront of it all. You must put your foot forward. Well learned.
Yes, rightly so.
You'll look forward toward the Sphinx and go, Asta, if you would.
Oh, honored Sphinx, my name is Asta Aline Aspera. Me and my colleagues speak on behalf of the dignitary. We've come seeking your help in a matter that we cannot discern ourselves. Pray that you will help us.
The Sphinx, whose attention is somewhat split, looks. You think toward you. The helmet kind of obscures what's under the, what's under it, but it does shift to your words, and you hear in your mind. Indeed. What questions would you ask?
Me and countless other scholars of much higher prestige than I have founded over an object of sorts, trying to find out exactly its origin and magical properties. We cannot be sure as of yet, but we are very certain that it is of great importance. I come as a delegate to ask this of you, and I'm gonna reach into a bag slung over my back. And I'm gonna pull out.
Gull holds your arm for a second. Just one moment, Sir Sphinx. He kind of he doesn't cover you or anything or move you at all. He kind of just steps in range of your bag for a second, blocking view of it, and just goes, Are you certain that we should? And he kind of darts his eyes to the left and right, as if to say, these lot.
Goldswing, must understand, the Sphinx is in front of us. We are not going to get a better chance to actually get any real answers out of this thing, unless you would like yourself to spend another 100 days locked in the tower and reading up on this thing. Every single conceivable experiment we've conducted has yielded nothing. People have lost their lives for this thing. We cannot just even send these adventurers out. They seem to be somehow, befriended of the Sphinx. If anything should arise, I am here. Okay? We must take the chance. We've come this far already. We're in foreign lands with one of the most precious items that we own.
He looks like he wants to say something at first, and near that end point, he does kind of have to bite his lip a little, and he just goes, Fine, a fine point as always. I concede. He takes a step back with a slight bow.
If anything should happen, you know the plan.
He nods.
Sphinx, Lord Revenant, please, I beseech thee humbly, if you would part any knowledge that you have on this item to us, we would be more than inclined to offer more than thanks for it. And I'll reach into my back again, and I'll pull out a pentacore and hold it out in my right arm.
I freaking knew it.
Ah,
Okay,
I see.
so as you pull it out,
A man of culture.
immediately all of the pentacles in the room start to vibrate and throttle wherever they are. And you guys notice that through maybe modification of their making, or maybe just unique circumstance, that her pentacle has a strange blue sea-like hue to it, a coloration to the tiles. Whereas yours all share a very common kind of chalky white / shades of browning almost. Hers has a sea blue.
How do you get it to do that?
It's by the
Maybe she
stars.
traversed. Perhaps she traversed one of the water gates and we went through the Earth one.
Water
Yeah.
gates.
Not the scandal. Okay, I'm gonna pull the OG pentacle. Yeah, I also have one. Two, actually. And that guy who's passed out over there also had one.
I rummaged through Halfy's pockets to just hold it out.
Mm-hmm.
Stars.
The pentacle immediately
know?
starts to slide away from your hand, Varnex, and returns to Halfy.
I do know that they returned to the user. I'm just holding it like
Mm-hmm. No, I know.
just like around here, like very close to him.
Okay. It will still leave
Like,
your hand.
There you go.
This is unexpected, to say the least. You know what these are?
The pentacle.
Did you hear that? They actually have a name for it. We came to the
Gonna,
right
like-
location after all. Oh my
I'm gonna
god.
put mine away, and I'm gonna like put like fingers on my temples. I'm gonna rub it, and I'm gonna like pace around in a circle. I'm gonna be like, I cannot fathom. A band of adventurers have figured out what this
Hey.
is before the mightiest scholars in the dignitary. By the stars.
Not just band of adventurers.
I beg your pardon. I meant no disrespect on your part, more on ours. Pentacores, you call them. What exactly is a pentacore?
First of
They
all,
help you unlock the primordial gates.
Yes, essentially that.
Oh, Swain, I hope you were taking notes.
You see, like as they're saying this, the one skill you know he has is being able to split his sight and his hand. He is writing with a storm while looking at you all. He is even, as you look at his notes, he's even writing the expressions. It's almost like he's writing a fantasy novel with the details he's putting in. It's like, and the strange hatted small man's eyes darted toward the pentacle as he drew it forth, and it's like, you could just ask someone their name, you know. He goes into a lot of
Right.
detail.
Primordial gates.
Yes.
I
I've just been through one, actually.
you have. I. Where are my manners? You all look very exhausted. I heard only, of course, tales of your last adventure as you spoke to the Sphinx. I would gladly appreciate it if Goldswain and I here might trouble but one of you for a moment. We would happily share supplies with you if you need, or any medical attention if such should be.
I mean, I'm looking at myself at like my bloodied body. Yeah, that would be nice.
Ah, I shall be but a moment. Please, is any of you not hurt?
So looking left to right, as you say that, you immediately start to doubt your prowess as a sage, because you look over them and you're just like, oh, why did I? No, they're all. That one's unconscious. That one looks like he's huffing and is about to kick someone, even though he's just had a charm spell cast on him. That one over there to the far left, I mean, he looks good, but I can tell there's either some mental stuff going on there, or his leg's about to give in. And those two, and you look at Brick and Sol, and those two are literally like covered in cuts, and Sol has this like, you're pretty sure something's like either hemorrhaged or broken in around his ribs just by looking at him. His breathing isn't like staggered, but with the keen ability you have, you can tell that he's probably not going to be breathing well if he doesn't get attention soon.
Yeah, masking it.
Mm.
I. But a moment. Gold, please stand back.
He nods, takes a step away.
With like a swing of my right arm, for it looks like it was just like decoration on the dress, but with like a wing of my right arm, four floating almost like well, like giant pillars of rock, or giant, like a meter in size or something, are gonna like fly out, and they're gonna swirl around me for just a minute, and I'm gonna like, well, looks like I'm gonna charge for a moment, and then with a snap of my fingers, like blue radiant lines are gonna flow out. I'm gonna cast prognosis on them.
Mm.
What now?
Yeah, I'm gonna get prognotized.
Okay, let me quickly remind myself because it's been a minute.
I don't fucking. I'm trying to look for it because somehow the thing closed down. Where is it? Where is it? It's
Okay, prognosis. As a bonus action, restore health to 3 creatures of your choice for an amount equal to their temporary HP, if any. Otherwise, heal them for 1d4.
What's that? That's really?
Mm-hmm. We'll change it. There's stuff. We'll say it's a first.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. I'm going to be writing notes while we play, just for future reference.
Oh, thank God.
Cast at high levels, increase number of targets by 1 for each slot level. Okay, so you can choose 3 creatures or 4 if you cast it at a higher level.
I'm gonna choose 4 and cast it at a higher level.
Okay.
I am going to choose everyone but Halfia because he's down. I'm gonna give him something myself. I'm gonna give him a healing spell by himself.
Okay. So,
First off.
would you like to explain what the no lists do to restore them, or would you like me to?
No, sure, you can do it. I'm gonna look for the fucking abilities and stuff. Shit.
Okay. I will say as well, prognosis in the case of, because there's no temporary HP, it will be d4 plus your modifier. Just writing this down as we go. So, as these 4 strange devices float out from around her, each one of them go to each one of you, and obviously Halfir not counting, as they fly over toward each one of you, you see the magic begin to brim off of Asta herself, coming from her willpower almost. For those of you who are arcane focused, it looks as if magic is coming from her eyes and tips of her fingers, but really it's her channeling something into these strange devices. And as they fly over toward each of you, they begin scanning you over at first, encircling and maneuvering around you. And whenever they find a part of you that's injured, or generally speaking, even mildly different to your normal, there's this sudden like zap of gentle blue energy, a sea blue energy almost. And for a moment there's that reaction of like, hey, what? And then you realise, as it zaps against you, there's no sting. There's instead almost like a tickle, as it draws and restitches, it renews, it invigorates the wounded areas, and you'll restore a teeny beeny bit of power.
What is my modifier? Where is my modifier? It is 5, isn't it? It's 5.
It will be your intelligence, so a d4 plus 5. For everybody, you can do it separately for each person if you want, or keep whatever you roll.
You guys retain 7 HP each. I'm gonna then walk up to Halfir, and I'm gonna cast Diagnosis on him.
Okay.
Well, it's 1d6 plus 5. Here for him. Then I will go into my sheet.
Do you remember Diagnosis is temporary HP unless you want to use another effect?
It's okay. Okay, sorry. It's because I was reading the other thing we wrote where it said for an amount equal to their temporary HP, if any, otherwise heal them for 1d4 HP.
Oh, maybe I didn't update it. Okay. Is that in our chat?
Can I? No. Can you? It's because you can't find the thing in Roll20.
The sage
down.
list?
Yeah.
It's at the top.
Yeah, it's at the top. What the
It's been there the whole time. I said that earlier.
Yeah, I had it open, dude. I'm just so stupid now.
Okay.
As it goes so far back. Oh my god. Otherwise, heal them for 1 d4 HP.
Are you looking at prognosis?
I'm looking at prognosis. As bonus action, restore health to 3 creatures of your choice in 30 feet of an amount equal to the temporary HP, if any. Otherwise, heal them for 1 d4 HP. This does no effect
1d4
on
plus. It will be plus modifier. I've just not updated
Yeah,
it
yeah.
yet.
I plus that. I plus that on.
Nice.
7.
Okay, so what individually are you doing for Halfir?
I'm casting diagnosis on him. That's what's. It's just a 1d6 and it's only a single target.
With the edit that you're looking at where it gives health, or I'm assuming you're looking at that gives health, is that between us or is that on the sheet?
What?
Because diagnosis on the Sage sheet is temporary HP. Temporary HP doesn't restore health, it just gives you damage reduction.
Oh, yeah, it does. Oh, it's only temporary here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was not the idea of that.
But we
Okay.
can change it.
Yeah, let's do that for now. We can see about it later. We can talk about it. All right, epic.
Well, regardless, for now, I mean, we can use it as a healing spell, worst case.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's talk afterwards and see like what's good, and what's bad.
Okay.
All right. Yes. Now people should feel it at least a tiny bit better.
So, for the most part, everyone has recovered from some of their wounds. They are still a little bit haggard from the fight, but they are nowhere near as bad as they were. Carrick over here, who's always had a hearty constitution, you look him over, and you know there's still some kind of mental drop, but as of the moment, there's not really too much you can do about that. And Halfir, though you have healed him, he is still down. You're pretty sure that's because of something that you're just not privy to.
And I. Well, I might as well try. I mean, I don't know how. I still think these guys are gonna rest after this. So, I don't know. I'll try to cast Esuna on them.
Okay.
So, I'll learn of all conditions and persistent detrimental effects, if any. Don't know exactly how you will read into that. But you will read into that. How you will read into that.
So, Esuna is the be-all end-all. It tells you what this person has. You then can choose how you want to continue the casting of the spell once you learn it. Either expend the second level to do Esuna and remove anything that you can within the limits, or start boosting it up to do additional effects. Esuna detects that Halfir has exhaustion, 3 points of exhaustion, and he is cursed. The curse itself has given him a detrimental effect of something that can't be explained by direct science, which typically leads you to believe that the curse is related to another creature binding itself to him in some form. But that curse is directly attached to the burn mark across his eye, which you know you can't cure while the curse persists. But it doesn't explain his unconscious state. It could just be the fact that he is that exhausted.
I don't take it you have any saying in why your friend has a curse, do you?
Sorry, what?
Your friend here.
No,
He's
I
cursed.
used Discord.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
sorry. I'll
So-
take that. I guess a no.
I mean, it. He acted like he was possessed.
See,
The burn on his eye, does it look like just a standard burn, or are there any like markings on it or anything?
Nope, it's just a complete black uh, burn mark, removal of the skin, eyelashes, the eye itself underneath. Far as you can tell by the fact it's still bulbous, he still has an eye, whether or not its colour or general appearance has changed otherwise. Since the last time you saw it is a different story.
So yeah, you could say he was cursed, or possessed would be more accurate to say.
He had been getting visions. His visions led us to a place, and through there we discovered some kind of ancient crypt where something was sealed, as far as we know. As to what was sealed, it was something powerful, that's all we found out. It may have something to do with his pentacle, I believe.
well, I shall do what I can. I'll try to see if I can remove his curse.
Um,
Another spell slot then.
Okay. So you are going to expend a total of, well, essentially the way it will work is you can spend any level of spell slot, and if, for example, the spell slot was a second level, you can choose two of those things. But since it's a first level, you can choose one, and obviously you're choosing the one that you would fucking choose. So you expend a second for Essenite itself, and then a first level spell slot if you want, or you can just generally spend a third level, and that's the entire thing paid. 'Tis up to you.
I'll just spend the second and a one.
Okay. So you step forward. You focus intentions onto Halfir. The devices fly in and circle him. Each begin to scan his form over. As part of the casting of Asuna, you learn, of course, about the curse and so on and so forth. You learn of this connection to something. After a couple of seconds, you close your eyes and focus as they're turning and focusing on him. You further learn, as part of this curse, that he had been marked by the creature and has a -4 to his intelligence while marked. This mark, as you identify and the devices begin to slowly but surely seem to almost as well reinvigorate the parts of his skin around the edges that had been black scarred. The skin starts to slowly, these flakes appear out of nowhere and start to reform, covering the mark. But before you could fully envelop and remove the curse, you are shunted with this psychic force. Make an intelligence save.
I will do as you can. Intelligence save.
You see the appearance of a burning red-coloured, long tentacled, very extended length of some kind of aquatic creature with several eyes across its body, and the appearance makes it look as if it's consistently on flame. And you see as it suddenly stops in the middle of this black space, but the black space seems to be some kind of water or a space. It's, you can't focus on it too well. As the curse is being removed, you see the edges of this space is being enveloped, it's being consumed, and this creature it seems to look around, and then its head slowly turns and sees you, and it flies toward you. You are shunted out of your spellcast, and the spell stops at the final edge of its curse removing effect. You would take a d6 of damage. Oh, tasty. The damage is psychic. As you are shunted out of it, you fall back for a second and grasp at your skull, and you shake it off. The Noliths seemingly have remained almost paralysed in the air upon your jerk reaction. For now, the curse remains, although it seems more contained, and the reduction to his intelligence is removed.
I'm gonna turn to Solomon and ask him, can you do something with that?
You see as Solomon suddenly turns, looks toward you, and all of you here connected in your minds. There is possibly, but not at without great risk, my connection to curses has never been as fruitful as others. If you wish me to divine its origins, I can do that with ease, but to remove it, if it is attached to something, it is more likely that thing will attach itself to me before I remove it.
Mm-hmm.
And believe me, I would be more than willing should you wish, but it is more in your better interest that I not fall prey to it.
Best to identify it first.
Indeed. Which, speaking of, he plucks the gem from his head. You see it's still faintly glowing, and he places it down on the ground in front of you all. And you see as the gem's colour slowly fades, the flame still flickering in the middle of it. It appears this gem holds a part of a secondary essence, but it still holds what I do believe to be a humanoid soul within. A rather devout and set soul. It appears the last thoughts of the person that's known as Nadissa still resides within. Their last thoughts of protecting and aiding you all before the end has kept them in a state of sustained animation as an errant soul, so to speak. I believe due to a connection with the primordial that the entity itself had, as well as a strange connection to, I believe, whatever has marked your friend here. They have managed to grasp a continued life as an elemental, free from the whims of another creature. However, it's sort of awkward because its form can only maintain for a minute at a time in our realm before returning to the plane of elementals. However, should you wish, I can maintain this gem so that whenever you wish you may call upon them again, though do be known that they will have no semblance of cognitive thought beyond your defense. Your friend is now bound as an elemental. There may be clerics who can separate the two and allow your friend some time to be reanimated or reincarnated, but that is unfortunately beyond my ken. He gently slides the ruby over to the center of you all for someone to pick up. But do retain heart in that they do live on in this semblance of self.
Is she in pain?
No,
She's suffering.
no. She... Technically, she is in... I think a good way to put it is... She is stuck in a moment. Her body is no more, but the mind in that moment is the same. Her only thoughts are in defense of the people that she last saw, and put her everything into remembering and defending. Her body will feel nothing. Her mind will use the elemental's being in your aid. She will feel no pain.
Well, I suppose that's some comfort. So I guess Valmax will just pick up the gem and just put it in a bag, and just make a mental note for in future to visit any clerics to try and release her soul in future.
Okay. So it's Nadissa's soul gem. Anytime you guys wish, with a relative amount of speaking, once per long rest, I will write this down in it when you've put it in your inventory. Once per long rest or per dawn, but honestly we prefer long rest because it makes more sense. You can summon the fire elemental Nadissa. While summoned, I will control her. She will do anything that is deemed within her prerogative to keep the weakest member of the party alive. So in other words, she will fight to the death to make sure that that person stands again. She cannot physically help you because she will burn you. However, she will stand in the way for attacks. She will go fucking batshit mode on your enemies who try to attack that party member, and so on and so forth. She, if put to 0 HP, will retain in the gem for a number of days as she returns to the gem to reconstitute herself. After a number of days, when she's fully reconstituted, she can be summoned again, but she can never be killed unless the gem itself is destroyed. But the gem is a magical item, and magical items are pretty resilient.
So it essentially is like a Pokeball.
Pokemon.
Pretty much.
Nadissa, I choose you.
Go, Nadissa! Oops. But yeah. She will live on in one manner or another. But yeah, what would you guys like to do? You still have the floor.
I saw terrible visions. I don't know how much help I actually was to him, but I at least think I helped a little. Fortunately, that curse, it has something connected behind it, and it almost reached out to me. Pray that you get your friend quickly to someone, or someone's a lot more powerful than myself.
Yeah, well, every little bit helps. So you had some questions?
Ah, yes. Gold. If we may, we would very much like to, well, archive some of this information. Well, you know, first of all, put into article exactly what these are, any notes that you may have already, first-hand experiences, and if you would allow Gold to sketch your pentacores. We need not touch them if you wouldn't want that.
I mean, even if you would, nothing would happen. If I step back far enough, it would just come back.
Which, to be fair, you would know as well. Same circumstance.
Indeed.
Wait,
have,
so this is attached to you, right?
Yes, we found out in a very most particular manner. let's just say a few windows of the dignitary have been ruined in the past taking of my other duties. So now I must keep it on me at all times.
I see.
Then I
So,
assume you yourself went through one of the gates.
I have no recollection of what these gates are, on the other hand. This thing was returned completely dormant to us. I was studying it with the expedition that went out to get it. Alas, there's no one to really tell of anything of it. This thing wasn't recovered on purpose specifically. I cannot tell you, it's classified information. But, no, I know very little of this thing. Very much akin that we have spent countless of hours in study trying to figure out exactly what it is. We can't even figure out what it does other than come back to you.
yeah, you can also charge it with your magic. I actually made a bomb one time using it.
So it's a conduit.
You could say that, yes.
Fascinating. Exactly where are they from? What's their purpose?
I will say as
Yeah.
well, with yours, Stefan, it would be the case of maybe it was because it was dormant, but you have tried to charge yours with magic and nothing ever came of it.
Right?
Perhaps they reacted to a certain kind of magic.
Perhaps. Exactly. You said you made a bomb. Can you elaborate?
Yeah, I mean, well, the first one, and I pulled out the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of found it, and it gave me magical powers, which is how I can cast spells. And the second one, we actually fought Kraken. And after the Kraken died, I bonded. You could say that I bonded with it. Same thing with his tentacle. We fought an earth elemental of the sort, and then he bonded with his.
You guys can almost hear Gull's hand and his writing implement scraping along the page at this point as he's taking down everything he can.
You want me to go a bit slower?
No.
take it easy.
That's fine. Carry on. This
You'll
is
get
so
couple tunnel.
exciting.
Gull is also secretary of the actual courtroom. He, unfortunately, has ruined a lot of paper in his exercises, but I would trust none other than to take notes.
I'm trying my best.
Practice.
It's rather difficult. There's just so much information. He says with a big smile, a big tusked smile.
If
Oh, Lee.
Mm-hmm.
go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry, you continue.
No, please.
Alright, Lee, since we're all going on about the Pentacores, since everyone's been bringing theirs out, I just want to really inspect, like, the markings on them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I pull out, like, the silver band that we found some time ago from the you-know-what, and I just want to compare the markings from it with the Pentacores and see if they're somewhat similar.
Give me a second. I have like 30 pages open. Let me just quickly check a thing. You might have to remind me about the silver band. Gobble?
Yeah, I'm just typing it in
Oh,
chat.
okay. My bad.
Just bear with me 1 minute, my spelling is shit.
Don't worry about it. I can read between the lines.
Quickly go down to get something to drink. I'll be back in 10 seconds.
Uh-huh. No, they seem different. With, at least with what you have, yours could be translated. What they have on theirs, only Soul seems to be able to translate. As you guys look at the writing on the pentacles, if you can call it writing, they're more like symbols, it looks like. There's nothing you could compare it to. At least with the language on yours. or any discernible language anyway. It can be deciphered.
So there's no somewhat similarities between them.
Nope. At least not in terms
Alright.
of text. Even to be fair, even the shape is different. They
I don't know.
not shape, sorry. Even the general construction is different. Pentacores have this strange metal that you couldn't even describe, and it has obviously it shifts and moves and does weird things with magic, and there's a whole thing about them. Whereas your thing, it's of the realm. It's something you could, if you had enough time, you could easily find the original source. It's something that has been crafted by mortal hand. These cores, you're not even too sure.
Alright, well, it was worth asking.
Of course. Anybody else?
These gates you speak of, exactly what are they?
It's kind of hard to describe.
Is it a physical
I
gate?
mean, yes, it is a physical gate that you need a pentacle to unlock it. I mean, there's one around here. Maybe we can show you.
Absolutely.
Solomon, everyone in the cave has already been, not here, right? No one else is here but us.
Why not just ask Gold for a piece of paper and we can just like do a rough sketch? I'm sure they'll recognize the structure.
Okay, I'll try to sketch it.
This place, for the sake of everyone's context, is not uninhabited, but it is inhabited by the right people. Since you guys cleared it out, some of the mercenaries have been sent here, as well as on the way in. Asta, you would have noted that what they would know as Jinsei samurai are here as well as a couple of civilians, just a couple of bodies here. There are a couple of other dignitary members looking around as well, lower level people, just grunts doing general examining. Since this place has something of an oddity, and the reports about it, obviously the Sphinx and the weird stuff that they have been doing in here, there are some minions around. But this place was guarded after you guys mentioned that you had cleared the place of orcs and the like, and you'd found Solomon here, so they immediately sent people to fortify the place. So the place is not empty.
But it's not like hostile.
No, it's your people.
Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna minor illusion it.
Okay. So
Just a mini.
you see
like model.
the floating tower, a tiny bob of water underneath it, as it floats the tower itself. So not surprisingly super massive, but then again, considering it's not to scale, of course you see the earthenway tower.
This is...
Which, to be fair, as you would have had to have seen it coming this way, but inspecting it, you noted that whatever it was didn't have any affinity to you. The core didn't react to it. You and your grunts didn't seem to find anything of any real note with it. The fact it was a large earth tower floating on top of water was interesting, but beyond that, there's nothing that really explains it. You do know that the area around you has much denser rock, but you're not sure if that's just a process of nature and time or something to do with that structure. But regardless, carry on.
As I'm looking at this recreation, I'd like to study it closer. I'd like to see like all the details that I could get out of it.
We could just take you straight to it. It's in the other
They
room.
could just, they could, yeah. But I have it right in front of me also, like like grand view.
Okay.
Yeah, we can just go. It's like right over there when I point.
Perhaps yes. Gold, to be sure to take good note of this.
He's you see, he's currently like making some kind of sketch. You assume it's a sketch of the illusory image.
Ah, yes. And hard work, I see.
Okay.
Well, very well. I would very much appreciate a finer look. And also, you call them gates, and you've been to how many, you say?
How many gates are there?
Yes.
That's a good question.
How many gates have you been to?
Uh-huh. 3.
You've been to 3 gates.
Yes.
Do you know anything of what they do?
No. Not really.
Well, I mean, a gate, it must be a pathway of some sort, but...
I know it's made some shit. Any rumblings and shit.
I think they act as trials. Because each time a gate has been completed, Pentacores seem to shift and react. Almost like it's unlocking a new stage.
Curious.
Yes, but when they activate the surrounding area, you could say suffers from natural disasters. Would that be accurate to say?
Well, it seems like we found our experts, alright, on this matter.
Guller's like, while writing, is just like trying to hold off a big grin.
We, best leave him to it. When he gets like this, it's kind of hard to communicate with him. When he's done with the sketch, I'm sure he'll be of more use. In the meantime, we could go and take a look, if you would show me the way.
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Marvelous.
And I'm going to, I mean, Lee's in another map, right?
Yes. Do.
Uh-huh.
So you go through the path, find your way back into the lovely little war room where originally there were people strung up against these poles and along the walls, and there was a stink of death and blood, and now there's a slight tinge of rosemary, and people are sat down at a table of each of the factions that you guys currently know of. The Jinsei, the mercenaries, and obviously the dignitary are all just talking, and a gentle fire at the back, and obviously you have the earthenway tower at the furthest right.
Did that tower always look like that? Didn't it look greenish?
No, it's always been
I
like that.
see, like,
Alright.
I mean, I can see these guys down here. That's about it.
Yeah, to be honest, it's fine for you to see the whole map. Doesn't really matter.
No, I don't see that. I can only see these 7 people in this room or cave. I can't see the rest.
Oh, hold on.
Hey.
That's... You guys not see anything?
Oh, hey, no, nothing.
What? Oh, it makes sense for you to not be able to see them, but hold on. We'll give you that for now.
Ah, epic.
Let me
Epic,
just...
epic. Now I can see stuff.
Daylight mode is on as well. What the fuck is going on? Hold on. How about now?
Yeah. I
Can
see
everybody
everything
see?
See what?
Yeah, I've always been able to see him.
Ah, then.
Can you guys see here?
Yep.
What is here?
Don't fuck with me, Mosey. Can you see, bitch?
Oh, I can see, yes, but
Okay, good.
this
No, just
ring thing, yeah.
can you see
The-
anything is the point. That's all that matters.
I see this.
Like
Through
that.
your characters, you fuckers.
No, I'm actually blind.
Okay, because I'm not sure if it's. You know what? Fuck it. It doesn't matter. Hold on.
Okay.
Fuck it. There we go. Problem solved. Can everybody see?
I see everything now.
Good.
Yes.
I see everything. It's too much.
You know too much. Okay, so carry on as you were. You are in the top left of the map.
So it's just here, and I'm gonna go over here. And
The
point.
stream of water, by the way, is very small, but there are tiny little fish floating through.
If Nadissa was here, she'd be trying to catch the fish.
You bet. Atlesia in traps.
R.I.P..
She'd kill herself by jumping in the water now.
Drowning in a puddle.
This is. Well, I'm lost for words. When did you discover this one?
This was a while ago, like 2 months ago. How long would you say that? Lee?
I'd say around about month.
Nearly
month
October.
Half. Early October.
Yeah, I dated my notes. It was October.
A year ago?
Yeah, but is that in
No,
game or is that in
in-game.
person? Because
No, in
Yeah.
person. Okay, but
yeah, no, we'll
That's
say
probably more.
holy shit.
we'll say like month, half.
Yeah. Okay.
'Cause
I'm gonna say
travel.
month.
Yeah,
No shit, we've been doing this for a year. Wow.
I know. Time.
So it literally has been a year since that sesh. Wow.
Mhm.
On the dot as well, and we're back here again. So, what do you guys want to do as you arrive? I will say the two pentacles with you, Sol. They do shift and they note the word Earth, but that's about it. You presume
Yeah, so
presume the same with Halfie.
yeah, so this says Earth. I'm going to show. I already forgot the name. Asta. I'm going to show. It says so on my pentacle, or I
Um,
can also indeed.
Yeah,
or
boy.
does it show on her pentacle?
It's on all pentacles but hers.
All pentacles but hers. So I'm going to show my pentacle and I'm going to say, see, it says Earth here.
And it unlocks this place.
It unlocked in the past. I don't know if it can do it again. Plus, I'm not gonna go in our current state.
Well, pray tell then exactly what does mine do?
Uh-huh. You tell me.
I wish I could.
With,
And here, I have no idea what your does.
with a better glance, now that yours is shifted as well, Sol, make a perception check as you look at her pentacle.
Perception check. I'm gonna move to perception check. There it goes. Oh, never mind.
Very nice. So, as you read over the text, so to speak, that's on hers, you note it says. Shit, where the fuck is it? No, it has lost me. Something like waves or water, something like that. I'll give you the specific in a minute. But yeah, that.
I'm the only one who can read those, technically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yours says waves or bottom.
Waves? Where?
Here, and I'm pointing at it.
This is text.
Yes, it is.
Waves? Well, that certainly must mean water.
Mm-hmm.
Pray tell, how did you find these gates?
Well, it's sort of like a compass. So it can point you to the direction, the gates.
He only knew how to activate it. This is a lot to take in. We have a lot of notes to go over. Pray tell, where are you headed next?
To sleep. Probably.
Well, a wise decision in your state.
Yes.
However, after that, what is your goal with these?
Well, there's a village right not that far from here. But sort of our base camp. So that's our way.
Or more of you then?
There's also another one of these primordial gates there.
Oh yeah.
Also, it's a water one. Perhaps you're open to call my react to it.
Mm-hmm. Because that one was blue. If I remember correctly.
It is. Well, it seems like we have our destination set. Does this mean there are more of you if you have a camp?
More of us people with the pentacle?
Well, I'm
Good
quite
one.
unsure exactly what to call you. You seem like adventurers.
Yeah, I mean, we're with the expedition. It's like an expedition village, you could say. It's led by, fuck, what's her name? I have it in my notes, probably. No,
It's led by Reginald Walgram,
Reginald. Yes.
and Elnelise Hall is the leader of the mercenary group, known as the Wild Hunt, who are paid exorbitant amounts to be here and help. Which all of you know, actually. Some of you for one reason or another, but, you know.
I mean, you should know him, I guess.
They're one to deal with. At least you know what they want. Well, very well. I think our expedition would be headed that way. We clearly want to know more of these, and I would like to study one of these gates up close and see the effects myself. Will you perhaps lead us to your camp?
Yeah, sure. I mean, let us just, recuperate from the shit we've been through, and yeah.
Naturally. Rest is in order, and it looks like all of you could use it. As a physician, I would advise you lay still for quite a while. Alas, if possible, I'd like to set out tomorrow. With your friend, though, and his curse, I'm not sure whether or not your first destination would be at your camp, whether or not you would have anyone to help him. If possible, I could send word and maybe have someone at Dignitary look after him. But having a ship come over here after him is quite an expense.
Yeah, I mean, let's see tomorrow how it feels, and then decide.
If worse comes to it, I may have some connections. You remember
Intriguing.
Lilith?
Hmm. She's still around? I thought she was gone.
She's gone, but she did give me some ways of contacting her.
Hmm.
Her dad, who I'm convinced may be a primordial devil of some sort, may have some knowledge to this.
Okay. Yeah, we can talk to her, but tomorrow.
I'll tell Rachel you said that, by the way.
Yeah, when we met him, he honestly did give like a primordial devil vibes. Like he knew all of us and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, I'm convinced this guy's a devil or something.
Very intriguing. Well, we will remain here near the entrance. We have our supplies set up there. I'd gladly be of assistance if anything that should come, given how much you have been to us. Otherwise, I'll see you in the morning. Go, we have a lot of notes to go over.
He's shaking his head and just holds up his notebook and is like reading through to you as each of you kind of like wandering through, and there's this lower layer of confusion at first as you guys are just wandering around. Considering you're with Asta, and the dignitary members at least know who she is, and they kind of just wave the situation off. The Jinsei do recognize some of you, so you're let off with that. Some of the mercs even know who you are, but as you are walking around and trying to find a place to sleep for the night, some of the people in the building are a little bit like, are we just... wait, did... Some people stop talking to each other like, oh no, these are the people that cleared the place out in the first place, and some small amounts of rumours start to go around, and as you guys are kind of like setting yourselves up in the little side room where all the beds and bedrolls have been left, you find a small little area for yourselves and place down a couple of bedrolls and open up little bits of food and start taking little bites, and little specks of conversation that catch on the walls that are very heavy on the echo as it leads into your chambers. You even hear one person go, "Hey, did you see that those guys are here? You know, the ones that apparently killed the Kraken? Yeah, no, seriously, they're here. Let's go." And yeah, these guys will manage a full long rest, of course. Restore.
Before we do the long rest,
Mm-hmm.
since that's just like giving us a tour, I'm like, by any chance, do you have a spare quarterstaff laying around? Mine got a little singed.
Asta,
I have one.
Hello. Sorry.
that was to you.
Sorry, what do you say?
While you're giving us the tour, I'm going, by any chance, would you happen to have a spare quarterstaff laying around? Mine got a little singed.
I apologize. Unless you can get my apparel, I'm not exactly the most equipped for combat. We don't really carry a whole lot of offensive provisions with us, I'm afraid, unless a dagger will suffice.
I'm pretty sure they had weapons. The goblins still had weapons lying around before you took this place.
They have
Did
been
you check?
taken long since even they got here.
On hearing this, Varnix just like slaps
I
back
have a
and just
few
goes,
proto stuffs.
"Fuck."
Well, perhaps
Excuse
you
me, what?
could inquire
I-
of the mercenaries around here. They
Yeah.
don't seem to be short of arms.
Varnix is just holding out an arm to Sol. Gimme.
Well, now now look who wants something from me. As I cross my arms. Of course, I'm referring to the punch.
Mm.
I will leave you.
Yeah, no, in rolls on a player character doesn't really work like that, I guess.
I mean, especially not at that level. No.
Yeah, no. You want it, I can give it to you, but an eye for an eye.
I'm not punching myself in the face.
Nah, I'm gonna whack you with a stick.
Okay. Get the quarterstaff stuff out and you can hit me with it.
Mm-hmm. Two-handed. Turn around.
Okay.
Oh, what was that?
He said turn around.
Okay, I turn around. But as he tries to hit me, I do want to try and grab the staff and just try and disarm him and take it.
Yeah, then I'm gonna singe it.
So, in the turn of
I'm a
things,
monk, I'm fast.
let's have you make a sleight of hand check with disadvantage, Kirby, because you are faced back to him, and this whole intention is.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I have a plan.
And I would assume him doing a sleight of hand check at disadvantage would aid you in that.
Just give me a minute, I want to see what I've got.
It won't really matter.
Okay. But well, regardless. He has made his intention known to me. So yeah, sleight of hand check,
Yes,
disadvantage.
To God, not to.
And then Mosey,
I spend a key point for patient events.
remind me.
I can take the dot. You can spend one key point to take the dodge action, so in case it goes tits up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you prepare yourself to
You
dodge.
do that. Yeah, you do that.
So Mosey,
Yes.
make the attack with it, assuming you're actually intending to smack him.
There we go. I'm
Okay.
gonna roll the actual dice, cause
No,
it's difficult.
I mean
No. He's stated his case. Hold on, he's stating his case.
Okay. That's 14.
That's a 14. That's a nice roll.
That's not
a
bad.
nice
Yeah,
roll.
yeah, that's a pretty good
14.
roll.
Yeah.
I'm just checking, do I have any modifiers with sleight of hand?
You should. Well, you might do.
Dex plus 4, so that would be. Oh, you.
Oh, so that's 16. Oh, that's
So it's 18.
nice.
So
18.
18. Yeah.
Yeah. So Mosey, what are you doing?
Hold on.
What?
You're turned around
Yeah.
with your back turns to
I'm a
me.
monk. I am fast as shit. I'm spending a key point.
Do that.
My
Sure,
last
you
key
can do
point.
that. I'm gonna cast magic missile.
I expected something like that.
But I've used patient defense, so I can dodge.
You can't pay.
It's magic missile.
Magic
You can
missile
dodge a magic
literally always hits.
Wait. So, question.
Yes.
I know what you'll say, but just think imaginary, just for one
Mhm.
second here, right?
Mhm.
Monks, the thing is right. It's not called catch arrow. It's called deflect missile, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
You know, if you
Let
really
me,
read
hold on,
into
hold
it,
on,
right?
hold. Let me read it because I'm pretty sure it says weapon or ammunition.
That
Deflect
might
or
be- that
catch
might
a
be-
Willing to
missile
spend
when
inspiration.
hit by a ranged. No, by a ranged weapon
Weapon.
attack.
Yes,
attack.
possibly.
Not the magic attack.
Magic is his weapon.
Mm,
No. There's a difference. It's a category difference because this isn't me being a dick, by the way. This is just fancy rules. Ranged spell attack and ranged weapon attack. They are two different categories. It's so that
Also,
in occasions like this, it isn't haha funny rules thing. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to catch a magic missile that always hits. It's splitting hairs pretty much.
I mean, you cut it in a way.
You're some-
Also, this is less damage than your punch, technically.
So I will say, because you are the Arcanist here, you can feel free to cast just the one if that's your intention.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch just the one.
Okay.
For shits and giggles.
So, as in the series of events, as
Yeah, like the
Euvanix,
back of the head, if it turns around, then it's gonna slap him. But if not, it's gonna hit him in the back of the head.
As you, Varnix, what would you do as you're expecting a strike? What is your first intention? Do you just not turn and you aim to grab where you think it's coming from, or do you full body turn, grab it, pull it out of his hand? What would have been your intention?
I was expecting him to hit me with a stick, so I
Mhm.
would have sensed like the stick moving towards me to try and just like lean my head just out of the way, not turn, just lean towards the side and try and grab it with my hands as it comes down.
Yep.
That's what I was expecting, not a magic missile to the face.
Okay. So,
Hey, but that granted you 3/4 staff, so have fun.
so as you hear the sound of a tap of a quarterstaff, there's an instinctual reaction to immediately, and you rush your hand towards to grasp where it would smack on your shoulder or your back. But as you grasp, you don't feel anything, and then you're kind of just starting to turn, and there's this one little bolt of magic missile that suddenly gives you a smack in the back, and you stumble forward for a second. And I mean, 3 damage is 3 damage. It's neither here nor there really, but yeah. As it whacks you in the back, what do you do?
In the back, it's "God, you little shit!"
Oh, shut up. It's just a scratch. And I'm gonna give him 3/4 staffs.
Okay.
Thank you.
Because I have nothing to do with them. I don't even remember how I got them, but sure. Yeah, so don't do that again. And enjoy your quarter staffs.
Thank you.
By the way, didn't you have out of character, didn't you have a sword last campaign?
He still does.
I do still have a sword, but I still also like to have my quarterstaff as well.
Ah, okay, I see. So yeah, now you have 3.
Okay. So you're all. Are you heading to rest next, or is there anything else anyone wants to talk about?
Painstaking research.
Gull will say to that remark, by the way, is that not the way of the adventurer? Something exciting and fantastic, and then the next minute they're in some bar somewhere and face first in alcohol and bosoms and probably getting thrown out of said alcoholic establishment and still probably in some bosoms. I thought that was the adventuring thing.
I'm gonna finger gun him and like, you know.
You know, I'd imagine the same. However, I'd also imagine that they wouldn't get a whole lot of work done in that regard.
Hmm.
Barnes will just go, "Do you have alcohol?"
Not the kind you drink. No.
Maybe we can make it the kind we drink
I would rather
if we
you
mix it
refrain.
enough. Have you ever gone out and had a drink at a bar before? And I look at both of them.
Well, naturally we have. We've been traveling.
I was not a big fan, but there was one establishment that had quite a delectable brew. I wouldn't mind going
Tell
back
me
to
you
that.
like that.
Have you ever got shit-faced before?
I beg your pardon.
That's rather uncouth. Can we stick to traditional, better language than that?
I'm sorry. Have you ever gone so drunk you puked on the floor?
Oh, absolutely. You
How
can't.
long did that take? 1 beer?
Well, 2, but that's not the point.
Uh-huh.
Look, you spend all of your day in the office, researching, writing notes. You're bound to have low tolerance, okay? It is just the way of the world.
Hey, you were the one that brought up drinks.
I said nothing of the sort. It would points toward Asta.
No,
not-
you were the one who said drinking and pubs and
Yeah.
bosoms.
That's only
Yeah, and
relevant
that is
to
not
the
how you
conversation at hand. Don't you twist,
Maybe
don't
he
twist
has
my
a witch or
words.
something.
Hey, mate, whatever
Wish-
gets you on, whatever gets you on.
You know what? I'm not going to stand here and listen to
Judging.
this. I have notes. Closes his book, walks off.
God,
Nerd.
get up, follow him.
We should take them out sometime. They could help some unwinding.
So, as the rest of whatever the time of day is winds slowly down, and you guys already have your bedrolls and whatnot set out, you'd have eaten your food. Everybody subtract some rations, please. I'll
How
figure
much
out.
is some?
What's up?
How much is some?
A day's worth.
So one.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. The engineering tech. There it is.
What, these guys don't offer us food?
No. They barely have their own.
Yeah, it's fine. I should have enough.
As
Also, you should have enough because we're stocked up.
Alfred is unconscious.
He'll wake up sometime. I hope. Maybe.
As you all have your long rest, there's in the middle of the night there is the sounds of movement and may wake up some of you, may not. It is mostly just people going out and doing their daily chores and the like, inspecting the rock formations and strange mushrooms that seem to grow here, and some people just generally tidying the place or general life really. Subtract one from here. But all in all, it's fine. Otherwise, the day slips into whatever the next is. If it is the end of the current day or if it's the start of the next, whichever the case. What do you guys do next? As you all meet back by the fire.
Honestly, I think Soul is gonna be pretty tired. So I think he's just gonna roll and get some sleep.
For another day? Because I've already said you did the long rest.
Oh, we already did. Sorry.
Yeah, no. That was literally 2 minutes ago though, so don't worry.
Okay. So we're back to full
Yes.
everything. Great.
Regain all of your everything.
I will. I wish there was a button to do that, but
Hmm.
no,
Long rest.
there is.
It's underneath your
Where?
floors.
Ah,
Under the floorboards.
It should restore
nice.
health. I don't
Yeah,
know
it
about
did.
spells.
You said it did.
It
does.
did. It did.
Ooh.
Also,
you
the
said
hit
everything.
dice, but it's not going to restore the thing like the sorcery points and the luck points.
No, that's a whole separate thing it doesn't understand, so you'll have to do that yourself, but
Yeah.
at least
Yeah, that's-
slots.
Fine.
Okay.
Said everything. My will to live is there.
Yeah, sorry, I don't think any amount of long resting will do that for you.
I cannot believe.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's morning, and I guess Asta and Gol are not like here.
Oh, they're early morning rises.
Okay.
Like,
so
they got
are
shit to
they
do.
next to us, or
By the
Just-
way, I don't know if anybody like is raising an eyebrow, but like I'm walking around like I'm fucking like this is my own home. Like I've been up here to take a sample of a rock. I have done fucking everything.
Well, them lot graze around about the later mornings. You and Gull have been running around, taking notes, samples, and inspecting the formations and trying to understand what the meaning of the tower is for a good 3 hours at least. Yeah. You guys, as you rise and come toward that same room again, Gol writing down notes as Asta's mentioning this and that, pointing to some parts. He turns around, pushes his glasses up toward his eyes and goes, "Well, good morning indeed, all of you. A lovely day it is outside. What a pleasure it is to waste it. Oh, by the way, oh, as well, I forgot to say Asta, but it's important and better everyone know. I received a communication from Reginald. Apparently, we are to go back to town and meet him for the next mission, and from here on out, Asta is to join you until she can figure out what's going on with these towers, and maybe activate her own core. And I will be slipping the surly bonds of adventuring and will not be joining you because I am not a fighter by any regards. I will
Yeah,
I will
that's a good call.
I will-
That's a good call.
chronicle from a distance, he says with a grin.
No,
Chronicle
no,
will
you,
be what he
no,
does.
you could be an adventurer. I mean,
No.
look at Soul.
No. He has magic. I have my book. If you think
Well, the
I
pen
can...
is mightier than the sword.
Yes, very funny. It's an old term, not true. Trust me, I tried in my youth. This
Oh,
thing...
seriously, those things are deadly.
Mm-hmm. If you stick it, the pointy end at someone's eye, could be dangerous.
Gull looks over at you, Asta, and is trying to differentiate if they're taking the piss or if they're being serious, because he can't tell.
What did you not regale of the tale of Jonathan Wickian? They say he killed a man with but a pencil.
With but a quill.
I see.
Canonizing
With the
John Wick. I like it.
Soul.
You'll have to fit him into your lore now.
Oh, don't tempt
Wow.
me. I would be happy to.
It's the
The
abyssal
legend of Baba Yaga.
Oh,
Wow, that's a good reference.
Well, communication, well, does speak true. Well, however, I will be on my way to do this. You will take your copy of the notes back and start on the report, I presume.
no, of course.
Excellent. I'll keep updating you on any tidings I can with our contact. See if I can't send anything back to you without you having to wait for possible months for me to return.
He nods.
Given what I will, we'll see with the resources when I gather at their camp and talk with their leader.
Well, I have been holding on to... He pulls out a scroll of mailed message and passes it to you. It's a one-time use, but if you truly find anything you want me to jot down that's important, you could just use this.
I'll keep it in mind. Thank you.
Bam.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he, still holding his book, just looks towards you each. Oh, I forgot to mention as well. The people of the establishment, he says as if to say it's funny, have also given us a wagon. Not too sure how useful it would have been on its own, but luckily they also gave us a couple of lizards, which this entire time has been a rather interesting little side venture here. Having lizards drive me around, so strange. But yes, so whenever you're ready, we can chip chop and go meet Reginald.
I say we go at once, given that the other adventurers are already well rested and prepared.
Well,
My body is veggie.
that was awful.
Very well, let's load the last of our things into the cart and take their friend in it as well.
Oh, yes, him. Hmm. Is he not?
He, is he still asleep?
Yep. He's breathing steadier at the very least, but
Mhm.
he's still KO'd.
Yeah.
I'll do a medical check on him.
Can you send a message to Lilith?
That was to you, Varnex.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to compile a letter and send it to her.
Mhm.
So before I do that, first I want to know exactly what to ask her. So first would be regarding the curse on Althea. Curse.
Lee, can I do a medical check on him?
Yeah, make a medicine
Yeah.
check.
Thank you.
Well, he's still exhausted. He has literally 2 points of exhaustion, which, believe it or not, wouldn't be that much to keep someone conscious for this long. You believe it's combined amounts of stress, physical and mental exhaustion, and maybe some underlying effect of the curse, but you don't think it is.
I mostly think that it is actually medical.
It just seems with all the stress of what he's undergone, you don't have the full specifics, and you can't relate to it because you weren't there, but you think it's just because of events recently that it's taken a toll on him, and he's taking the time to recuperate fully. And as long as he's left to do that, he will recover fully. Obviously, the curse will still be there, but physically he'll be fine.
Well, by the looks of it, except for the fact that he is of course cursed, your friend actually seems to be doing better. Although I fear he will not be traveling with you for a short while.
He can rest at the camp with Reggie's lot.
Indeed, I
And
would
hopefully
also
we'll-
very much like to talk with these.
Okay. So, as all of your things are gathered and you wander together towards the exit, outside is mildly loaded is an easy way to put it. There are your things and some things from the people of the forward base, the southwestern camp, sorry, that have been placed in for you. A couple of rations for the road so that you won't have to expend anything on your way. As well as, obviously, the cart itself. You see the cart has 2 wheels at the back because the front of it is held up slightly by a lizard that is literally like bound around the waist around it, on the left side and on the right side. And then there are a series of chains that link the front of the wagon to the lizard in the front, or lizards in the front, and then link those lizards by the neck brace to the lizards at the front of those. You have a total of 4 lizards that will lead your wagon. Who would like to try and control the rabid beasts? I will say that Gull is proficient in driving these little fuckers, so you can have him do it, but the person leading you will have to do survival checks to find the road, because despite the fact the lizards can climb mountainous surfaces for you, it will be the fact of trying to find an area that doesn't cause all of you in the back of the wagon or your shit in the back of the wagon to go falling out as well. So it's not like you're stuck to a road. You can slip through trees and the like if you wanted to. It's just you'll need to find someone who can navigate well enough to avoid horrible circumstances or detours. And Gull is new.
It's possible. It's possible to have Gold to control the lizards, and then one of us help navigate since we're
Yeah.
familiar with the path.
I
Absolutely.
mean, I know a bit of survival, so
Okay.
maybe.
then let me just check things real quick. Okay. So, given how quickly you guys can now cross the expanse, so normally it would be 3 days from here. It will now be 1.25 due to the speed, and depending on your survival check, increases or decreases it. So Mosey, because he is only driving but he is keeping an eye with you, make a survival check with advantage for the first day.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Ah, yes.
Very nice. So, I'm all the way zoomed in. Where is the first? So, right there. So, with the first day, no real difficulty, to be honest. You stumble along a open path that's leading directly forward in almost the perfect diagonal towards where you're going. You follow that path for a while until you need to camp, and you settle down for about an hour or so, allow the lizards to rest, and then very quickly after that they continue. Make another survival check, advantage again. Oh, bitch. Very nice. So 5, 10 more. So another couple of hours go by. At this point, you're reaching around about 14 hours in the day. You are making great stride, surprisingly. You're finding all of these narrow corridors of tree lines that you're zigzagging through. Make your final, hopefully, roll. Oh, what the fuck what the fuck is this? Jesus! So, as you're travelling through, there is one point where, as the journey is leading towards an open brush, you spot in the distance what looks to be a series of toppled trees and a marsh, and you see something lurking, a predator of some kind, in between the trees watching. You tell Gol, don't, we're going another way, and avoiding that combat. As you go a different path, luckily the side track isn't just dodging a combat. You actually manage to find a series of small... It's rocky terrain, but because of your lizards, they can quickly climb it. And though you guys have this couple of minutes of bumping and jostling, it saves you a good 20-30 minutes going through the possibly dangerous forest line. And you manage to get yourselves to Mindall Village's outskirts. Making your way there.
Way down there.
Walking fast, waste passing on combat. You, just before you reach the village, you have to like move right around a long and high-standing mountainside that would be too dangerous to risk the lizards jumping down from. So you kind of have to take a right winding path at first, but eventually you can see the village and a little tinkling of smoke. As you're taking this long path through a series of trees, there is this small area of trees that the canopy doesn't fully encompass, and you see a long, pure, white and almost like dying tree that lives like a monument. Ahead you see what looks to be like a creature that's curled up in front of it. A hammer for a tail almost, a literal hammer almost. The creature has a large spread out back, kind of turtle-like almost, and it's currently curled as much as it can be, sat next to it. You see it looks almost worn out, and it is pretty huge. It's statistically speaking, I believe it's a large creature. Let me just have a look. Oh, never mind, it's huge. And it has what looks to be almost like spines along its back. as well as these 3 protruding spines coming from its head. The creature is currently in some kind of rest. Do you go further to avoid it, or do you inspect?
Can I inspect from afar?
Sure. Make a perception check.
No. Okay, luck.
Okay.
Let's see, what does it say? Whenever you make an attack or ability check, additional d20.
So
Okay, so
I'll give you the choice of, you can either roll another one or you can take the 13, because technically you should take the 13. But
yeah,
feel
sure, I'll
free.
take the 13.
So the creature is currently asleep. Looking over toward the tree where it's currently sat, you can see what looks to be... The tree itself seems fine, though you can see the ground around the tree where it's currently laying has these series of giant indents or holes in the ground. The creature has been hammering the ground around the tree. It doesn't look like it was intentional, though. It seems maybe the creature was trying to attack the tree but couldn't make purchase, and has just fallen asleep with the intention of continuing, maybe, when it wakes. What do you want to do?
Maybe we should go around it. What do you guys think?
I'd rather not upset the local wildlife.
Yeah,
It's not
so,
really bothering us. It's not really bothering us. May as well just move on.
yeah, I guess.
So, turning around, you try to find another route towards it. And very quickly with your... God damn it, I was just about to do the thing. And with the survival checks you've been making all throughout the journey, you very quickly find another path that works just as well. It's a little bit out of your way, but not enough to put you back anything more than 5 minutes. And eventually find your way back to Mindar village, safe and secure. And as you arrive at the borders, everything is the same, really. Though as you do arrive, already coming down the path, you can see Reginald moving out from the trees almost. And he looks over toward you all, a raised eyebrow, is it kind of like cocks. Shouts over toward you all as he gets closer. Well, come on then, over here. We got some words to be having.
Yeah, okay.
We'll make this quick as well. I know you've had a long journey, but I need your assistance pronto.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead then.
Pursue.
So as you all wander over, get close, he looks over you each and goes, wonderful. I assume by your direction you've managed to see our little, a little wanderer running around a bit too close to the village. I'd hate to put you back immediately to work before we have our little meeting, but if you could be so kind as to ward off the beast over there. I don't know if you've seen it, a large, massive, smacking tail. It would be beneficial if you could shoo it, or if you should feel so in your nature to kill it, then that be that. But nonetheless, it is getting too close to the village, and the mercenaries are rather wary, to say the least, and they would just end up killing it.
I suppose we could.
Fuck. Our druid is our commission, and we can't befriend it.
Oh, another one. Actually, if you wouldn't mind, my curiosity sort of has the better of me with this, but inspect the tree while you're there as well. There's got to be some reason it's been trying to hammer away at the thing. I'm if you would not mind, I will reimburse you afterward, of course.
Fine, fine. We can
Right.
try. I mean, I do
Seems-
have comprehend languages, so maybe
Yeah.
I can somehow talk to it. Sure.
Let's just investigate the area first. Remember what happened the last time we had to deal with the giant beast.
Mhm.
For the sake of diplomacy, I'll agree to help as well. In the meantime, Gaul, could you take the wagon and take it into camp?
He gives a salute, a quick salute, and goes, of course, though, would you like me to drop you off first, and then I can go? It was a bit of a trek.
Far away was it?
Well, to be fair, it was about 5 minutes away, but that was on lizards, so it would just be quicker.
I'm sure we'll manage.
Okay.
Anyway, I'd like you to get situated at the camp.
Oh.
Maybe you could give me a rundown when I come back.
Well, of course.
I'm sure the adventurers are quite prone to walking. A little bit of fresh air might do us good.
Fine. Go.
Okay.
Stay safe, and remember, if anybody starts bothering you, you tell them you're with the dignitary.
I'm not so sure that works with the wildlife, but I will do what I can.
I recommend staying away from any wild animals.
Oh, don't worry, I'm staying 1,000 paces away at all points of time. Anyway, enjoy your soiree with foul, probably dinosaur of some kind.
Thank you, Gaul.
He
Well,
takes Halfir's body, gently places it into the cart with him, moves into town.
that we be off.
Okay. Well, just checking the other map real quick. As a note, I'm going to put you all on the next map, but this is session.
Okay.
Copy that.
So, here is your next map. Ahead of you is quite a big boy, laying down in front of a massive tree whose branches spread out widely. The canopy of trees around you obscures it for the most part, like from above. But beneath the canopy of trees, it spreads widely. It seems like it's more than like very deeply rooted into the earth. The tree itself, in terms of like width, is a good like 20 something feet wide. The creature itself, sheerly because of its own width, and its height isn't much, but its own width almost matches it. And you see the literal hammer for a tail it's like a boulder of its own on both sides of its tail. It's currently rested, not moving as you guys get closer. But yeah,
Supposed to be able to see anything.
give me a second, and I will give you your eyeballs.
Thank you.
I also forgot that it is currently daytime. Boop. Can you see?
Yes. Now I can
No.
see.
Hold on. Boop.
Oi! I can see!
I can fight! Okay, yeah, so that's kind of that. You see the big boy ahead of you.
Great. That was a nice session.
It was.
Very good, very
Mhm.
good.
It's quite nice for our first session back after a
Yeah.
month.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
What's your class now? Anyway, because I didn't quite get it. Because it seems like intelligence caster, but also healing.
Yeah, it's homebrew. It's from Final Fantasy.
Oh.
I'm a sage.
Is it like here? Is there like a thing here?
yes,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's hidden.
It's hidden.
Oh,
It's
so I can
like-
see it.
Nope.
No.
Don't want to give away all the secrets
Probably-
just yet.
Probably for the best. Also, we don't. We're not 100% set on some of the things.
Okay.
It's a work in progress.
The work
I see. I see. Yeah, because it seems weird. Like a healer with intelligence just seems off.
I have
Like-
I have a few tricks up my sleeve.
A healer with intelligence almost sounds like a doctor.
Almost.
Almost.
Just wait.
Considering it's a plague doctor era, I don't know how much intelligent they were. Like, you can poke them with a stick and leeches.
Yeah, man.
Didn't really work.
Just wait
So-
until combat. I'll show you some tricks.
I'll show you. You bitch.
Maybe we'll have combat, but let's hope not. Anyway, I got some dishes to wash.
That sounds
So,
epic.
yeah. I'll see you guys next week.
See you next week. Pleasure. I look
Alright.
forward to the next few
Hopefully with-
sessions.
Hopefully with
Mhm.
Connor.
Yeah,
Yes.
hopefully.
Mhm.